Alright, so I already primed my face using the simple replenishing moisturizer. I talked about this in my skincare routine. And then I'm gonna mix two different shades. These are foundation shades that I mixed myself, so you can't just go out and buy them. They're a combination of a bunch of different things. If you wanna see a video on how to like mix foundations for your skin tone, let me know in the comments below. So I used a self tanner, so I'm going to mix these together. I'm gonna use the NYX No. 7 brush. I'm just gonna mix them up on the back of my hand. And then just kind of go like right in the areas where my foundation would usually go, like not where I would highlight or where I would contour. I'm just gonna lay it down in the areas where, yeah, where I don't contour or highlight. And this is going to ensure that I'm not like caking up or like piling on all of the makeup, if that makes any sense. It's been a lot of trial and error to get to this point, but this is how I do it now. Now I'm gonna go in with an Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer. Again, I mix everything, so this is not 100% her concealer. I'm gonna use that same brush, and I'm just going to put this in the areas where I would highlight. So underneath my eyes, along the sides of my nose. I'm gonna do it on my chin and like between my eyebrows to highlight. Now I'm going to go in with a contour shade that, again, I mixed myself. It's gonna look really, really like green gray when I put it down. I did use Loving Tan, so I'm kind of like in between my natural shade and like tan right now. So it looks a little bit weird, like it's not warm enough right now for this skin tone that I am. But when I'm really, really fair, it makes total sense. I'm gonna go in with the Real Techniques makeup sponge, and I'm gonna switch sides. So I'm gonna use the more angled side to blend out my concealer, and then I'm gonna switch it around and I'm gonna blend out my contour, and then I'm going to use another side to blend it all together, like blend out my foundation, I guess. I know that contour color looks literally insane, but if you compare it to the shadows on my neck, once it's all blended out, it makes total sense. Because I am a little bit darker, like a little bit more warm because of the thick tan, I'm going to go and warm that up so it doesn't look like totally weird. And that's all something that I can explain in my like foundation routine, or foundation like mixing routine video, I guess, if you guys want to see that. I really make sure that I'm like pressing it into my skin and picking up any extra product off of my face so that it doesn't cake up and look nasty. Now I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Weapons 1.11 brush and that same concealer, and I'm gonna really, really highlight underneath my eyes and along the sides of my nose because I have dark circles, like really, really dark, and the shadow is cast on my nose. It makes it look way bigger than it actually is. So I like to really, really highlight there. I'm kind of reverse highlighting or reverse contouring before I contour my nose with the dark shade. Now I'm going in with this Revolution brush and the contour shade that I mixed myself, and I'm going to contour my nose. If you guys want to see like a full in-depth video on how I contour my nose, the method behind it and everything, like a full explanation, just let me know in the comments. I'm also always trying to like refine my nose contour technique. If you have any, like if you're watching this and you think she's doing that wrong or she should try this, tell me in the comments, seriously, because I always like want to make my nose contour perfect. Now I'm going to go in with a Brow Wiz and just fill in my brows. I always do this before I set with any powders, just in case I want to like clean up the tail and throw down some concealer. So I'm gonna go in with that same Anastasia concealer that I like mixed with other stuff. And then this is just like a flat e.l.f. brush. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It doesn't have a label on it, but I always use this to clean up my brows. And sometimes I do clean up my brows, sometimes I don't. Like if I want them to be more natural, I don't. But I don't know, I guess I was feeling it today. To conceal any spots on my actual skin, I'm gonna mix the concealer with that like darker foundation shade, because you're like, when you self tan, you are never the same shade. So I feel like you're constantly mixing. I'm gonna go in with the My Beauty Mark Translucent Powder and then a powder that I mixed myself. And then I'm going in with the e.l.f. blush brush to set underneath my eyes. I like to mix them because the color that I mixed is like way too light when I have like a little bit of a tan on. So I like to mix it with the translucent powder to kind of like, I don't know, sheer it out a little bit, I guess. And I also use it to set my eyelids to prep for shadow. This is my favorite way to prep for shadow. It makes it so easy. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Weapons 1.1 brush and the translucent powder and just set my whole face. And I'm really gonna focus on the areas where I'm gonna bronze, because you don't want, like when you go in with your bronzer brush, you really don't want it to drag against your foundation and kind of pull or skip or whatever. It just makes it look patchy and gross. So I don't always do this. In fact, I do it pretty rarely, but I am going to bake just to show you guys. When you want your makeup to last forever, if you really want to like sharpen up that contour, I always bake. The My Beauty Mark Translucent Powder is like perfect for this, because I was using the Laura Mercier for a while, but it kind of left like a gray cast on my skin. I don't know if anyone else has had that experience, but this one is perfect. Like it doesn't do that at all. So I always bake along like where my contour is. I bake underneath my eyes, down the sides of my nose, on my chin, and like right between my eyebrows. And sometimes I'll do the bridge of my nose every once in a while, not all the time. But if you need your makeup to last all day long, this is the way to do it, because it will literally not go anywhere. So I usually like will bake and then I'll go on to do my eye makeup, because you want it to like sit, like the whole reason it's called baking. Now I'm gonna go in with the Dose of Colors powder brush and I'm gonna use that to bronze. And then of course I'm using a powder that I mixed myself to bronze up my face. And don't worry if you like move any of the bakage, because it's totally fine. Like it's just gonna blend it out. Have started using a warmer bronzer since using Self Tanner, because I felt like this wasn't quite warm enough, but it's definitely perfect for when I'm at my fairest. Like if I use a warmer bronzer when I'm really fair, I just look like Nubluba. I'm gonna go in with the Shade Light palette and the Shade Light brush, which is amazing. I'm gonna warm up my contour because, like I said, it looks a little bit dead when I have more of a tan on. So I'm gonna mix those two shades and I'm gonna just kind of like go over to intensify it and also just like warm it up so I have like a little bit more life in my face. And then I'm going to use the other side, the light side, to just lightly dust away the bakage. Anywhere that you need to stay bright, all day long, you have to bake. And then if you want to, you can just kind of like blend it out so it's not like just a sharp ass line. To finish off, I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl Pro Setting Spray, and then you're done. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Sorry it took such a long time to get it up. I literally filmed this 4 or 5 times. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.